Okay. All right, I am thinking of this product that may help old men that they send home to die. You know, you're like 89 years old, but your mind is still sharp, and you want to get some pussy. So the name of my product is Pussytrol from the Poontang Institute. And the way it works is this: just imagine they give you this pill, and it makes your dick hard, and they lower this nurse on your dick, and she riding your dick. They give you some stuff where your heart will be able to take it. And you got this button where you can spin her around or make her twerk. And it turns out, in the dream I had about this product, that sometimes motherfuckers die because Pop's like, fuck it, I'm going anyway. I'm gonna go out like this. And they'll be clinically dead, flatline like a motherfucker, like he's dead, but that motherfucker thumb still moving that Pussytrol button to make this shit twerk. I got a feeling they're gonna call that shit the Phantom Pussytrol effect. Okay, I wanna talk about this guy called Dookie Dan. Now, I hate to call him that, but that's the nickname he got because he used to eat people's shit at work. And he thought that shit was funny. He would take a bite off of your shit, write cobs on it and shit. And it was kind of funny at first, but sometimes you're like, damn, this motherfucker just ate half of my shit. And this old lady put some laxatives in her food. And Dookie Dan, dumbass, fell for it. And he stood up on the sales floor. We knew instantly what had happened. He's standing there sweating like a slave in deep old chicken coop, and can't nobody get him out but his mama. Run to the damn bathroom. We hear that motherfucker shitting outside the bathroom. It's and the old lady is actually at the damn bathroom yelling at his ass like, I told you I was gonna get you. Why would you eat my food? Now you finna be shitting your ass off because I put some shit she put up in there. And he's like, well, you poisoned me. I'm calling the police. So they call the police. They put her in handcuffs for a second, and then they went in HR and they found out this motherfucker be eating food and shit. And she said, look, I am constipated and I have the right to put that shit in my food. And she's like, the police was like, you know what, you're right. So they come out, take her out of the cuffs, look at dude, you're shit out of luck, buddy. This motherfucker never came back to that job. And he basically was this Mexican guy that was real cool, but he used to say nigga too much to me. Mexicans say nigga now more than actual niggas. They just be nigga. They took nigga. And it's like, you know what? Let them have it. Let them have it. All right, the name of this joke is called To Kill a Mocking Roach. This dude named Brian, we used to call him Lion Brian because he used to always be fronting about shit. He had fake jewelry, fake if he could find a knockoff, Brian was getting it. That nigga was fake everything. So one time he's showing this chick this fucking watch that's supposed to be worth like $3,000, and a teenage roach run down this motherfucking arm and land right on the roach. He killed the roach, half of that motherfucker falling on girl wig and shit. She panicked. This nigga run out the gig. We laughing like a motherfucker. Like that roach ran out like, man, stop fronting. You murdered that motherfucker in front of 2 witnesses. I call that shit To Kill a Mocking Roach. Okay. One time, I was at this party, and this beautiful sister was trying to get me to go home and give me some pussy. But she was a midget. But she was a beautiful midget. I mean, she didn't have that Frankenberry forehead, fat-ass midget booty. And she had the little arms and legs, though, and she kept swinging the motherfuckers off the table, and that shit made me think of Chucky. Then this homeless brother, I gave him $5. This nigga gonna walk back across the street, look at the midget, look at me. You gonna come up shout on this one. Like, I know this motherfucker ain't just saying I'm gonna come up short in front of this goddamn midget. So ladies and gentlemen, I didn't take her home, but if I had a big enough backpack, I would have snuck her sexy thick ass in. I mean, but when you think about it, as a result of looking at a week's worth of midget porn and kind of get that shit out of my system, I have a little bit more. So we get home and she ride me, but she got them short arms, so she couldn't really hold on. All of a sudden she said, watch this. And spent on my dick. Now, I don't know if you ever had 360-degree midget wall pussy on you, but I went in an auto monkey stroke on her ass. Boing! She goes flying off of the bed, through the air, head first, into the dresser, like a Yoda stunt puppet from Phantom Menace when he's jumping around fighting and shit. I'm like, I'm going to be on the news. After the game at 10, apparently in Chicago, a man has nearly fatally wounded a midget. In a short tale of sex and mild concussions, then she hops up, I'm okay, scurries her ass back over to the bed and does this SmackDown meets Bride of Chucky roll move back on the bed. I'm like, what the fuck? My girl kicks the door in. What the hell kind of Barnum and Bailey circus shit is this? Nigga, really? A midget? You said you weren't going to cheat again. Am I or am I not trying to cut it down? Is this or is this not the ultimate side piece? So I always ask people, could you fuck a smoking hot midget? And 99% of men would fuck a midget, but only about 30% of them will go to dinner with a midget. I'd be like, okay, could you go to Giordano's with a midget? They pull out the high chair with a booster seat on top of that motherfucker because her face is coming to the table. She dangling them little Jordans again. Could you go to dinner with a smoking hot ass midget? I did that joke one time with some young bucks when I was doing Uber, and they got out like, man, we were supposed to rob you, man, and take the car. But you a funny motherfucker with that midget shit, man. I'm like, thanks, niggas. And peel out. I'm like, I know these motherfuckers ain't just saying he's supposed to fucking rob me. All right, this lady sent me 8 pictures on Tinder. I get to the goddamn restaurant, and she has 2 actual functional backs on top of her normal backs. And I'm like, how the fuck you hid 2 extra backs on 8 pictures? To 8 different pictures you took in a way I couldn't see the additional back. The additional concealment of a whole back is grounds for me to leave this restaurant. You gonna discriminate against my little handicap? You could have gave a nigga a hunch. Get it? Hunch, like hunchback. Okay, speaking of hunches, I don't do this joke everywhere, but ever meet somebody that's got like a really big ass clit? I mean, she's not a hermaphrodite or nothing like that, but just got a really big, the type of clit you need to warn a nigga about. The type of clit that'll hurt your feelings and you know what I mean, a motherfucker tell you about. And at a 69, I felt sexually assaulted. Get that big motherfucker out my nose. You aiming. What the fuck? I'm not the bitch. I call that shit clititis. And this one is called Lace Fronts Anonymous. I got this white friend that he works in Inglewood, but he comes from the suburbs. And he was drunk one time. And everybody was laughing at his ass at the bar because he's like, dude, I just want to know, why are all these fucking wigs on the ground in the hood? What does it mean? We don't fucking know. But if you think about it, you just see the wig on the ground every year of your life for the rest of your life. And you never see the fight. I mean, you got bunny rabbits slap boxing with the shit, birds making blue nests out the shit. They don't know no better. This shit is stupid. And I call this shit Lace Fronts Anonymous. All right, please don't whip your kids around me, no matter how bad they are. I mean, I done had some situations where the kids were setting fires and shit, but you know what? It's because of the way you gave their ass a whooping. You cannot say on phone them grave while you giving a fucking whooping and wonder why these motherfuckers setting fires in the hood. Come on. I see the old lady, granddaughter and a mama looting when everybody was looting. I wasn't looting. But I seen a bunch of looting, and I'll never forget this old sister was mad as hell because her daughter was like, come on, Meemaw, you got too much, Meemaw. Because Meemaw did have like 5 mouthwashes over here, some knitting shit. Her fucking wig was tilted to the right. She was gangster as hell. And I'll never forget Meemaw was mad as hell. Meemaw told her dear granddaughter, hush, bitch. I ain't never heard a motherfucker say hush, bitch, to a motherfucker. All right, I call this one Skeeter. And, well, one of my buddies, he did like 10 years in jail. And, you know, we was really friends with his brother. But we trying to support the dude. And 10 years without no pussy, though, obviously does shit to you. But we at this strip club. And this lady is twerking on him. But she don't realize this nigga fresh out. And it was right after COVID. And she told him, stop. And she would not stop twerking. I guess sometimes strippers will keep going and make you bust a nut in your clothes. This nigga, I said, no, stop. And she wouldn't stop. This motherfucker pulls his dick out, skeets over her wig, over us. 2 motherfuckers had to duck. This nigga had been locked down. The other one, 2 of them went into a wig. Security chasing this motherfucker around with nut stains. He's like, you stupid motherfucker. But he did tell her to stop. And I guess he was either going to fuck up the inside of his pants or show motherfuckers how long it had been. I mean, niggas had to literally duck. Okay, speaking of motherfuckers who do shit like that, Mike Tyson. That motherfucker came a long way, ain't he? Because I remember back in the day, that motherfucker be at 2 in the morning eating pussy like, wait, I've been eating this pussy for 20 minutes and we're not fucking? This is ludicrous. I'm going to disintegrate this pussy. Goes and ape shit, catches a fucking case. And you remember that motherfucker said at that time, I wanted to do that thing where his nose goes on this brain. I'm like, what the fuck is up with Mike? And the top of the cake, you remember that motherfucker said, I wanted to eat his children. Well, I believe Mike wanted to eat that motherfucking children. I believe that was a Freudian slip. You bit the ear off of fucking Evander Holyfield, a big ass nigga that's number 2 in the world as far as fighting. So you already ate 2 nigga ears already. How the fuck would a child not be succulent to fucking Mike Tyson? You already ate some ears. And so this motherfucker be eating mushrooms now and doing podcasts. But I remember that motherfucker had a completely different type of munchies. Okay, I am what you call EOOP. EOOP, how can I explain it? I'm an equal opportunity orgasm provider. That means I'm like Captain Kirk from Star Trek. You know, he fucked a few green bitches. she could be blue as long as she was true. And to me, Captain Kirk was an intergalactic player from the Himalayas. Sometimes Bones had to be like, Jim, you've got to stop fucking these Vulcan bitches. You've got the Vulcan clap. I'm a doctor. You know, that motherfucker. Lance Poppycock. I use a condom every time on these hoes. All right, global customer service. You ever notice how the Filipinos are really nice and say sir a whole bunch of times? Like, sir, sir, sir. Because you'll be like, look, y'all take that $20 I owe y'all, put that shit toward the bill because y'all know that was some bullshit ass service. I am so sorry. We will not be able to do that here at Boost Mobile. They nice as hell. Indians, the motherfuckers kind of in the middle. They'll be like, you motherfucker, you can't be talking the way you are talking, motherfucker. Like, damn, and them motherfuckers, if you ever seen that Indian dude on that scamming shit, do not redeem it, though, bitch. Do not redeem. I mean, that motherfucker went crazy. And you try to tell a Jamaican that shit, take the wide and left the wide, when it sound like a pussy. Oh, bomba clot. All right, I call this one reasonable snouts. One of my boys asked us the question. He's like, okay, man, I just met this shit. What old girl look like? And my boy drunk ass say, man, she look like J-Ho, man. You asked her, she look like J-Ho. He's like, man, she don't look like no J-Ho. They get into an argument. This motherfucker called a week later. Man, come get me from this camel face ass bitch. Then the phone hangs up. He called back on speakerphone. Look, man, come get me before I Superman punch this hoe in a snout. I'm like, wait a minute, snout? You almost got into a fucking fight with your best friend because he honestly told you, you knew she looked like Jay-Z. You had a secret roast for her ass called Snout. I call this shit reasonable snouts. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing Doggy Tender. Your dog can come and get some dog pussy the way dogs have done up to 50 years ago. The water bowl has Perrier. There's a steak bone. There's a TV with dogs running around. They can go there 4th of July weekend where all the dogs are all freaked out. And I know you say, what do we do with all those puppies that come from Doggy Tender? We give them to the world as service pets. Everywhere except China, because puppy chow and puppy bowl be some completely different shit. Don't disrespect it, but have you ever seen a brother working at a Chinese restaurant? Ever? And I played it off many times, like I was trying to get a job. They're like, no nigga, don't. They didn't say that shit, but if black people wanted to, they could have a lot of discrimination suits in the hood. Because you have never seen the nigga working at a Chinese restaurant, because we know chicken, and it's probably because of the doggone rumors. I see 2 old ladies in a dispensary. It was kind of weird. It was like a Sunday, like 1 o'clock. They had the church hats and stuff. Like, girl, don't get that OG. You're going to be making banana pudding at 2 in the morning. I'm like, damn, old people get the munchies too. And that shit kind of made me think of some scientific shit. Because in my mind, if Earth grows weed in the Milky Way galaxy, how could there not be a planet where it's just like this, 70% water, and it's all weed? The grass, the trees, everything is weed. Where the atmosphere is so intoxicating that only Snoop Dogg could go and explore the shit. I think in the future they're going to look up and see my comedy one day and be like, how the hell did he know that shit thousands of years ago? Because it already existed on Earth, just in a smaller scale, and I believe God has a sense of humor. Now, people like to ask me questions and feel like they can really talk to me, and I appreciate that. But these young kids, they was like 11 and 12, right? And their mom was from the hood. I mean, really, really, really ghetto as fuck. But she's white. And their dad is black. So they shouldn't have even been in any ride share. You know what I mean? But they felt like they could talk to me. So they was like, look, when we get whoopings, if our mama say little nigga, ain't that a hate crime? These little motherfuckers did not, and I understand, these little motherfuckers did not want some white person beating their ass in 2025 calling them a nigga. But I'm like, no, man. Your mom can say nigga because she from the hood and niggas let her say that shit. Her grandmother probably was from the hood and say that shit. She's somewhat certified, but that ain't no damn hate crime. Some of these motherfuckers, and I could tell that they just couldn't believe that their mom was white and saying nigga and whooping their ass. And I kind of see what they meant in a way. Okay, I want to talk about the Diddy case because I ain't gonna lie, I used to rock with Diddy. I mean, his story was kind of inspirational to me, but when that verdict was read, for 2 days, we didn't know what that picture was. We like, who the fuck is this in that Bill Cosby sweater with gray hair under a motherfucking desk? Yeah. If somebody gonna make a t-shirt of that, we did not know what the fuck that was because there's no cameras was allowed. And some motherfucker stooped down, got his shit, and drew Diddy ass. I mean, what kind of slave shit was that? I mean, what the fuck, man? You have not seen, except on that Martin episode, when that motherfucker got under there like, do the pocket knife, the day of the Geechee is over. Other than that, and that was fiction. You ain't seen no motherfucker. And somebody saying that supposedly, the paperwork says that Diddy threw a semen-soaked Notorious B.I.G. t-shirt on a motherfucker. What the fuck kind of paperwork is that? I heard this shit on the Willie D. If somebody throw a nutty shirt at your ass, you supposed to shove that fucking shirt up their ass and be in court like, look, Your Honor, it was a semen-soaked t-shirt. So it's not like I just shoved some dry t-shirt up somebody's ass. I'm not a monster. But it is what it is. And then on top of that, somehow he got B.I.G. signing this shit. Now, Diddy, if you see this, hey, I'm just going by the Willie D show. I don't know. But supposedly, Christopher Wallace and 3 other cohorts kidnapped the motherfucker and made him suck Diddy's dick. And the paperwork, and I quote from the Willie D show, the paperwork says that this poor soul had to endure the lingering taste of Diddy's balls all the way home. What the fuck? I mean, do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let Diddy's balls linger? Okay, I was recently in an entanglement, and it was a little different because one of them was 24 years old, the other one was 44 years old, and I started dating both of them at the same time. And well, it's a couple of months go by, and it's time to provide quality orgasms and make their toes curl and their eyes cross. But I'm no player, and they both was cool as hell. And I'm like, I'm either have to hurt one's feelings, so I fuck with both of them. So after a couple of weeks, I'm like, look, I'm fucking with both of y'all. I tell the older one, she's like, you just want to fuck with that young girl. So I call the young girl. We all talking, and I tell the truth. Young girl says, well, I ain't going nowhere. And so then the 44-year-old says, well, I ain't going nowhere either. And I'm like, pardon, bitches? What the fuck? I'm thinking about making glory holes at home now and guessing which one's sucking my dick for prizes. I mean, y'all gonna make me a fucking player? What the fuck y'all mean? Y'all ain't going nowhere. So, speaking of glory holes, I don't think anybody ever said that sentence before. Speaking of glory holes, I mean, that's a funny ass word when you really think about it, glory hole. And I feel guilty as hell using that word because I say my 3 prayers a day and God gets the glory. But glory hole is a funny ass word. And anybody sticking their dick in the glory hole is a courageous motherfucker. There had to be some glory hole snafus in the past where somebody caught a Charlie horse and sprung their dick in the glory hole. Their OnlyFans doing work. They got to do a fucking claim on their dick now and shit. And who is the more courageous glory hole participant? The one sticking his dick into the unknown or the one on the receiving end? Now, the one on the receiving end, it could be a poison dick, but it ain't like the dick can shoot fire. But the one sticking his dick into the unknown. What if it's an evil prankster organization on the other end of that motherfucker. They've been beating the shit out of this cat with a dildo in a transparent bag that looked just like your dick. The cat, he done bit the shit out the fake dick 100 times. And here comes your dick sticking in that hole looking just like the dick the cat's mad at. And they drop a heavy ass, furious alley cat on your dick. You like, ah! You snatch your dick out, you run to the door holding your dick. They done put a shitload of Vaseline on the damn door. You can't turn it. You crying, pouring Budweiser on your dick. I would not suggest sticking your dick into the unknown like that. Find some other thrill because it ain't happened yet. But I guarantee you one day there's going to be a glory hole tragedy. Stay out of them glory holes. That shit is ugly. Okay, speaking of ugly. Anybody ever fuck a ugly chick before? Yeah, well, I fucked ugly twins. And they didn't care because they was ugly. But one of them was sweet as hell, and the other one was at times shockingly ratchet. I mean, sometimes they would try to make each other jealous and shit. And she would FaceTime her right after we done something. Nikki, he just put it in my kidney. I'm like, damn, tender love. How fucking sweet. You need to be writing for Hallmark. What the fuck? She like, what your ugly ass doing? I'm like, hold on. You're her twin. You're her fucking identical twin. Fuck you mean what your ugly ass doing? Now the kidney shit, when you say pussy, when you say dick, yes, that makes my dick hard. Your ratchet ass turn me on sometimes, but you can't be confirming the ugliness like that. I'm sorry, that made me uncomfortable. What the fuck you mean what your ugly ass doing? Okay. This lady recently blocked me, and it was stupid. I mean, she know I do comedy. You look like Megan Thee Stallion, but you have a lazy eye. And all I said was, and I was 40% joking to be honest, because I'm kind of serious. Don't look at me when you suck at my dick. I feel like you cheating. One eye is looking at me, the other eye is left the chat, and is winking at some other motherfucker. Oh, like you want some too? While he's sucking the dick. I mean, that's a good joke. And she blocked my ass. She even played it off like it was funny and shit, and then it hurt her feelings apparently. But it's like, damn, that motherfucker leaves the chat. And anyway, Smokey Robinson. Please tell me that it is not true that Smokey Robinson is guilty of smacking 5 maids. And the thing that bothers me, to be honest with you, is I always said when Smokey is not smiling, look at a picture of Smokey not smiling. Smokey look like he'll smack a bitch. And I hate to say that considering his situation, but I can just imagine she come in the house. Smokey, they say there are no more Jerry Curl products. You bought them all. Bitch, my mama told me. You better shop around. He sweep a motherfucker off their feet. Oh, my ankle. Baby, don't cry. Smokey just got that look. I am very good with energy and I'm very good with eyes. And Smokey, I'm telling you, Smokey in another life, that motherfucker look like a Guatemalan pimp named Slap-a-Hoe. I'm sorry, Smokey just gives me I'll slap a bitch vibes. And I hate to say that because I love Smokey. All right, let's see. I am going to go with, all right, I saw 2 450 to 500 pound women about to fight in Harold's. I mean, it's like you talking about motherfucker moving some furniture. You ain't seen 2, 4, 500 motherfuckers finna square up. You don't even see 2 of them in the same place most times. And I'm like, I kind of wanted to do like the announcements and shit for that shit, like coming in at 499 pounds in this corner from the Real Big Housewives of Inglewood with 2 actual functional backs. First there was Tug Life and 2-pack. Now we got McNugget Life and 2 backs. Come on out here, 2 backs. Yeah. And coming in this corner at 502 pounds, easy. We have the 10-time hoghead eating champion from the West Side with a neck so big her neck has a second neck, and that neck has a tattoo of a neck and a flaming hot on the side of that neck. From the Chitlin Dipset, the 2023, 24, 2005 Intercontinental Neck Respect Champion of the World. Give it up for NECA, please. NECA, please versus 2 backs. Who wins? Well, based on old girl with the neck versus old girl with the back, I'm going to have to give it to NECA wins. neckality. I mean, she just had, you remember that picture of dude, everybody talking about the neck? That shit look like nothing compared to that. All right, I'm going to go to the worst shit I ever saw as far as that scam bullshit. Those motherfuckers in that casket. YouTube should take that shit out. I mean, it's funny in a way, but it's just, God is going to strike their ass in the ass, white meat status, with a lightning bolt. I mean, how do you do, I mean, out of all the scams, you just going to raise a motherfucker from the dead. It would be so funny if somebody didn't know what was going on and they was like, what we're doing there? It is a zombie! And shot that motherfucker in the head, he fall back in the casket. The scammer goes over to the wife, look, that nigga is dead. You are going to have a funeral. You might as well do it today. I give you half price, okay? No disrespect to the Africans, but an African hired me for a comedy gig and fired me. He still paid me, but it was wrong because he saw me at open mic and I'm roasting this dude that kept heckling me. He was drunk and he was a Nigerian dude, and somehow he had the weirdest, biggest booty a man ever can fucking have. I'm like, out of all the guys, sir, your thick ass is gonna fucking talk about me? I'm hitting his ass with BBL, Bob. I mean, and the African dude just laughing his ass off like, my brother, I want to hire you for this convention. I give you $100, you do 30 minutes, and then I give you $100 after that. I'm like, okay, anything you want me to talk about? He's like, no, just do you. I come to the thing. It's a beautiful little auditorium with like 60 seats. Those little soft velvety seats that feel good when you scratch them. So I'm like, okay, let me do the gig. I come out like, hey, but it wasn't enough room and it was too dark. And the guy was supposed to put the lights on and all of a sudden it's time for me to come out. He didn't do the lights. So I was mad, but I'm like, all right, if I do this joke, it'll make them correct it. I come out like, hey, how's everyone doing? They're like, yeah. I'm like, you guys ready to laugh? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, but can somebody fix the lights first? Because I can't see shit but yellow eyes and yellower teeth. If you motherfuckers close y'all eyes and y'all mouth at the same time, this shit is just, it ceased to exist. This motherfucker jump up. I did not know he was going to say that and snatched it back. Get out of here, you motherfucker. And give me the $200. I'm like, wait a minute. You was the main motherfucker on the floor laughing at that bubble booty motherfucker. But you can't take this joke. You get out of here. Like you African booty scratcher. But I roasted his ass a little bit. All right. No disrespect to the Africans. Let's get to the young niggas. And the craziest shit I ever saw was a slow motion drive-by. This motherfucker did a drive-by in one of them green scooters. What the fuck is next? A nigga on a skateboard with a switch? This nigga just slowly go by, noo. Nobody thinking shit. He's going by, he's doing 2 miles an hour. Get halfway down the block. He shot like 4 shots in like 4 minutes. He shot slow too. It's like this motherfucker had to be retarded or something. And in Chicago, this people be thinking this is a joke. This shit ain't funny. Weddings, churches, funerals, hospitals, and graduations were shot up just last year. And can we think of something that hasn't been shot up? I'll give you a few seconds. What hasn't been shot up? We already, churches, weddings, funerals, graduations, hospitals. What hasn't been shot up? The library. And I seen some niggas gangbanging in the library. I'm like, nah, y'all hit motherfuckers in the head with encyclopedias. I'm like, guys, this is an opless zone right here. This is where y'all supposed to be like, nope. Now, speaking of gangbanging, this drunk Russian lady, she was sexy as hell though, but she asked me this weird question that made me, what the hell kind of life did she live in Russia? But she said, if I had to pick, and they forced you to be a gangbanger or a gangbanger, which would I pick? Where I have to fuck 6 hours a day in gangbanging scenes, 6 days a week, or shoot niggas 6 days a week, 6 hours a day as a gangbanger. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go with the multiple pussies. Who the fuck is choosing the gangbanging over the pussy? Some motherfucker addicted to gangbanging that bad? He had Gangbangers Anonymous. I'm really tired of peeling caps. Got a fucking Cripatrol patch and shit. How the fuck is that going to even be a choice of gangbanging? Now, either way, you beating up multiple types of ass, but I mean, the Cripatrol patch is some shit I made up, but what's next though with these young motherfuckers? A skateboard with a switch? All right, so I am going to go with the legend of Special Ted. Now, before I go to Special Ted, I forgot. I seen a nigga, I'm calling him a niglet. I'm sorry. Carjacked the tiny little car. The little minutes, I mean the littlest one. Like whatever you imagine, no, the one that's a little smaller. This motherfucker carjacked this poor Indian dude. You're like, you got to be fucking kidding your mother, truth. He chasing him, but he really ain't trying to catch him because this is a little monkey nigga about to turn gorilla. So he kind of called him some monkey shit too. And I'm like, man, he went Sosa on his ass, like from Scarface, like, Tony, you fucking little monkey. But it was like the Indian version, like, you monkey, mother, truth. Like, hold on, dude, you, let's call the police and shit, all this monkey shit. Now, the legend of Special Ted. Now, there's some people that cry when I tell the story because his brother dead, but he was retarded, and he was in the hood. You know, he thought he was in a gang, but really his big brother was plugged and loved by everybody, and he died in this crash. So everybody's so-called ops friends, everybody would take up for Special Ted. But Special Ted he loved the MCs on 76 Place and Exchange. He would fuck with them. So, but he thought he was really one. And this nigga just walked by you like, snake bite, he didn't give a fuck what. So one time, he on the way home, he see the ops. He asked one of them for a square. They know he gonna give it to him because he retarded. He get the square, yo, puff ass. And then try to run away crippled. Nigga, come on. They thought they sat down and shit. It's like, these niggas ate a whole chicken leg before he made it to 76 from 75th and Exchange. They ate a whole chicken leg, finally ate their chicken leg, drove up. This nigga still ain't got to that stop sign, hit his ass over the head with a bucket of KFC. This nigga on the ground, look in the bag to see if it's any chicken, and there was a few thighs in this motherfucker. Special Ted, retarded ass, takes the fucking very bag that they just bust this shit with and went home. But he was crazy. I mean, if you pop him in the head, he'll give you a hug. You ask him, he asks you for $5, you give it to him, he gonna try to steal on you. But you have to be ready for that shit because you know he was legally retarded for real. The nigga had a fucking imaginary friend named Toots. But that KFC incident changed him because he stole some shit that was worth about $2,000, and all he wanted was a gun. And some dumb motherfucker provided Special Ted with a fucking gun that works. Not that you would think that, you know, you don't give a motherfucker, you could have gave this nigga a gun that didn't work because he'd shoot you and himself with the same motherfucking bullet. The man was gone. So the ops, everybody was trying to figure out how we gonna get this gun. You think getting that gun from Bishop and Juice was like trying to get something from a kitten compared to this crazy motherfucker. So we come up with this idea. I never forget it. Fred won like 2 stacks shooting dice. So he like, you know what, I'm gonna give Priscilla $200 to get this nigga some pussy. And he gonna get a gun off of that pussy. And sure enough, Ted was like, okay. So Ted brings the 38 snub nose to Luz. It was fucking Luz in the birdcage. And we like, okay. I mean, I went up there, but he like, man, all right, you go home, clean up, get you a couple of condoms. You gonna get your groove on. So everybody, it was like 20 people that knew what was going on. And he was 29, but he had never lost his virginity. So he, on his way to her crib, he got a special pimp in his dip. Now, he crippled walking already, but now he got a little lean in his shit. His pants is clean. He finna get him some pussy the first time. The legend of Special Ted. He gets to the fucking door, rings the bell. She's like, hey, Special Ted. And this nigga just busts a fucking nut. Standing there, says bitch for some reason, almost falls down. Runs off into the night, still busting a nut as he's running in this cripple way. It was unfucking believable. And everybody was like, you gotta give him another chance. You ain't earned that 200. Next day, he comes back, rings the bell. Hey, Special Ted. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn. The Jerry Kids remix. But this time, the nigga actually does fall down. Busts a nut on a fucking welcome mat, says bitch again for some fucking reason, gets up, runs off into the night, still busting a nut. Until you see a crippled motherfucker running and busting a nut at the same time, rest in peace, Special Ted, because motherfuckers took care of Special Ted. He later actually got some pussy, but not for Priscilla that night. And I think had he just been in some home and people didn't take him in like they did, Special Ed would have probably died like 10, 15 years before he did. But he thought he was from the hood, and he was pretty cool. All right, this reminds me of a story where I was going to the 7-Eleven, and this white old dude, he was homeless, and he was like, man, I can smell like weed from here, brother. Man, I wish I sure had some of that good weed, man. I'm like, you know what, man? I don't really have no money, but I can smoke with you. Now, I want to go smoke a blunt with him. I ain't want to get that Kevin Hart bum bump. I mean, I want to help a motherfucker, but this ain't the ideal motherfucker to be sharing a 40 with and shit. So he smoked his blunt, I smoked my blunt. I go into the 7-Eleven, come out. This motherfucker looked like a broke-ass Moses on the 40th year. I mean, he looked like he had been demoted in the kingdom of bumdom. He looked like less of about him, like, oh shit, this is a mistake. He all red and shit, like, brother, I shouldn't have smoked that dope, man. You should know better, man. You shouldn't be smoking with the homeless unless you got snacks, man. Now I'm really hungry. I'm like, oh shit. This nigga kind of played me because it's like you knew you was going to be hungry. I go in, get his ass a sandwich and Doritos and a Pepsi. And it made me think, should you smoke with the homeless? Now, because you know when you walk off in 30 minutes, they going to be hungry as a fucking hostage. And now you done made them hungrier than they fucking was before you met them. But if I'm homeless, I'd rather somebody smoke with me. I fuck them munchies. I'd rather be able to, you know, have that escape for a second. Okay, I want to talk about, I call this one Lenora the Snorer. And it's about an older woman that I was fucking with. And, well, she used to try to hang out, and sometimes she couldn't hang because she was getting older. One time, she's like, I want to suck your dick in a parking lot of Maestro's. So she's sucking my dick in a parking lot of Maestro's, and I'm laying back, chilling. It's nice. All of a sudden, like I know goddamn well, this motherfucker has not fell asleep sucking my dick. And I look up, and one of her eyes is open, and she's snoring like a motherfucker. And right as I'm about to grab her hair, like, hey, wake up. My hand like, put your goddamn hand down. Next thing you know, my eye closed a little bit, toes curl. I'm like, oh my God, that's the best feeling. I let her do that shit like 4 minutes. I have 2 minutes of that actually on phone. I'm laying back, all of a sudden, skeet, goddamn. She's like, what are you doing? I could have drowned. I'm like, shit, I didn't know. I'm laying back with my eyes closed. How would I think that you fall asleep? But actually, I've been putting Tylenol PM in a red wine trying to make that shit happen again. I mean, that's my fantasy now. A narcoleptic throat goat that will fall asleep and snore on my dick. That would be a funny ass like porn game show where they make you fall asleep while somebody's sucking a dick, and then they wake you up 1 second before a motherfucker been about. That's some stupid shit, but that's what I'm kind of looking for, ladies. All right, let's see here. We have, oh, okay. Did I do that one already? Okay, I call this contributing to the delinquency of a ghost. Could we be contributing to the delinquency of spirits with spirits? Think about it. Every time we pour out a little liquor for the brothers that ain't here, what if God has got a just really cool sense of humor? And every time you do that, that person feels that buzz because you dedicated to it. You sacrificed that for them. Can you imagine they in heaven somewhere buzz like, I'm sorry, God, I don't know how this happened. He's like, chill. Thou may chill. I made that happen. All right, hold on. Contributing to the delinquency of a ghost. All right, this one right here. I had only been dating this woman for like 6 weeks, and she wanted me to meet her dad because her dad thought my comedy was funny, and I was kind of closer to his age. So I meet him, and it messed everything up because he looked just like Ashy Larry. And then it made me look at her like, wait a minute, you look more like Ashy Larry than fucking he do. And I do comedy, so I'm like, all right, the way to handle this, I can't tell her, I don't want to hurt her feelings. I'm changing her name in the phone to Ashley Larry. And that way I get a little laugh a bit, and I can deal with her Ashley Larry face ass in these conditions. And one day she want to look at my phone. Like, who's Ashley? And I'm laughing and shit, and she think I'm just being cold-blooded. I'm like, you know I'm not a player. Why would I be like, I'm like, you're Ashley. She call that shit in the ring, and I had to explain to her, and it hurt her feelings. I mean, I eventually stopped fucking with her Ashley Larry ass. I kept having nightmares. She'd be riding me and shit, cowgirl style, and turn around. I'm rich, bitch. Like, hold on, go Ashley Larry face ass. All right, that is let's see. I did these. Okay, one of my friends is. He's a little disappointed at me because he's like, man, we too old, man, for you to be roasting each other and all. I'm like, dude, I do comedy, and everybody that knows us knows you look like a fucking rabbit. And I've been saying for 40 years that you have rabbit DNA. I bet you $100 you won't prove that you don't have rabbit DNA because you know you did the test already and found out. This motherfucker looked more like a rabbit than an actual rabbit. I'm talking, when you look at his buck teeth, when you look at his whiskers and his ears and shit, and when we was growing up and first started smoking weed and drink somehow brought out that motherfucker rabbit features. And it was spooky sometimes looking at this teen rabbit motherfucker just lit, kicking it and shooting ball and shit, and this like was fucked up. And it wasn't just how he looked. Junie and them was chasing it. We'll never forget, Junie and them was chasing this nigga on roads. All three of them had him. This nigga left, right, left on some ping, pong, ping, ricochet rabbit shit. This Junie go running into the fucking wood chips and shit. He was the first motherfucker that could grab a rim. He had hops from the jump. The nigga has rabbit DNA. And I know he took the test, found out he had rabbit DNA, and he keeping that shit on the DL. But I told him, man, we still love your rabbit face ass. Somebody in your family got fucked by a rabbit. Or somebody in your family fucked a rabbit. Or it was some unholy Tuskegee rabbit slavery experiment shit. I don't know, but you clearly have rabbit fucking DNA. His wife talking about, he said you fucked up 4 Easters. How the fuck you gonna invite me to some rabbit related shit? I come in, you juicing carrots, nigga? That's premeditated roast bait. You know you can't roast no motherfucker. And we gonna go bar hopping later. Yeah, motherfucker. I'm gonna be in heaven roasting your ass. They gonna be like, child, we don't talk about people's prior exterior. Well, Rabbi, doth he not truly look like an earth rabbit? And they gonna have to tell the truth and be laughing at your cousin Cadbury face in a whole nother plane. All right, ricochet rabbit. All right, let's see. Okay, I am going to go with this cookout I was at one time. And this dude had to be 70. I had done some comedy at the thing, and it was cool. It was funny as hell. But dude kind of outstaged me because he kept roasting his own nephew's head. Now, the child couldn't have been no more than 4 or 5, so he didn't know that he was talking about his ass. He just knew he sounded funny, and he's laughing at his own roasting about his head. And that little motherfucker did have a big ass head. Uncle like, ain't no way that motherfucker is 5 years old. That is the head of a nigga about to enter the Marines or college. This Folgers mountain grown head motherfucker cannot be 5 years old. I told that girl to get that boy some help about that head. That his head ain't mathing. And I'm telling you, if he headbutt the wrong child at recess, they gonna charge that little motherfucker as an adult. Look at his head. That's a felony head. Get that motherfucker a helmet, I'm telling you. He wrong as hell. Dude, 5 years old. He said, Folgers Mountain Grove. Okay, let's see. Okay, my boy almost got into a fight with his cousin because, well, back in the day, he used to pee on himself. And we all knew the P-boy. It was to be a cool motherfucker. You running, playing, we climbing trees. All of a sudden, the P spot. And now he running slower, playing it off like we ain't gonna see the P spot if he don't run fast. It was sad. You loved and felt bad for the P-boy. But he didn't like him bringing that shit up, man. And he like, look, man, it wasn't that you just peed in the goddamn bed. This motherfucker was singing Michael Jackson songs, half sleep, peeing. So just imagine this motherfucker in the front room, half sleep, ain't nobody bit this, ain't nobody bit peeing like a motherfucker. He like, man, look, nigga, we was fucking kids. I'm 40 years old. If you fucking call me P-Boy Bryson one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna pee on you, nigga, now. What? P-Boy Bryson, indeed. All right, I think that's... Okay. I want to pose a question because we see the ass whoopings that the people at Waffle House do. And we've also seen the ass whoopings that the people at Popeyes do. But if you had to take the employees and put them in a battle royale, who do you think kicks more ass? I'm going to go with Popeyes because they have been subliminally poisoned to whoop ass. Think about it. They're looking at that sign on the cups, on the bowls, on the everything. Pop eyes. Pop eyes. I'm gonna pop a motherfucker in the eyes. And who pops more motherfuckers in the eyes than Popeyes? And if you think that that shit is just a coincidence, they need to be suing. These motherfuckers have been predisposed to whooping ass. I seen a few of them bitches fly. I mean, they got a different type of that gay man slamming a white girl. I mean, Popeyes different. They kick ass different. All right, I got another drunk uncle that, well, he likes real big girls, like 450, 500 pounds. And one night he was drunk talking about the big bitches from the past. And nephew, ton for ton, these bitches stood on business. I'm like, man, how you gonna talk like that? She's sitting right here. Man, her big back ass know I love her. Don't you, baby? Yeah, I do. Like, boy, I'm gonna tell you, in my 20 years, and I done had 20 big girls, every one of them had a fat ass cat. And I just don't understand. I be wondering. Because these bitches, come on. If they had to share their food versus the tender victuals, would that cat still be fat, or would the bitch call no carbs and eat all that shit herself? I don't know, but I've been wondering. And her big ass in the back just giggling and shit like how can you gonna call her big back like that in front of her fucking ass? It's wrong. All right, I got a buddy that did an intervention with his siblings and mother because the mother started denying them ass whoopings. Like, how they gonna forget when we broke the damn broke the damn broom, made the karate sticks, you tucking them motherfuckers out, you beat his ass with the karate sticks. How the fuck we gonna forget that kind of ass whooping? She like, he like she used to beat our ass simultaneously. It looked like a karate movie where the three young masters is getting their ass whooped. I mean, the three students getting their ass whooped by the young master and shit. And she would hit us in between words. Like, didn't I tell? And you would think she was going to say tell. And didn't I? Hayuken. And in that Hayuken, you getting slapped across the fucking throat and kicked in the thigh. Same strike. You ain't see neither one of them come. You sitting there wobbling like a fucking Mortal Kombat character waiting for some nigga to say, finish him. I hate that game, man. Every time I see the motherfuckers wobbling, man, I think about mama. Oh, I can't believe he actually wants to talk about, like, hey, if she denying that shit, then she's denying it. Okay, I want to talk about getting kids help when the child is retarded. No matter how pretty they are, no matter how sweet they are. I know somebody who got a 6-year-old daughter that needs help. A 6-year-old girl should not give you Michael Myers fucking vibes. I mean, she tried to kill her little brother. She tried to smother his ass. Oh, she just play killing him. What the fuck? She play killing him? She stabbed the fucking cat in the face with a fork 5 times. Oh, the cat needed to go to the vet anyway. The cat crashing in the shit in need of a fucking kitty cane or some shit. When she get to fucking school and stab some child in the ass, you're not going to be able to say you didn't know shit about the multiple prior stabbings. The cat in the background squinting like a motherfucker like, facts, bitch. All right, hold on. Scrunch the cat. Okay, anybody know a real super gangster ass family